I recently posted on LinkedIn about my ulcerative colitis journey, and I got many views and many questions. So people ask me how I got better in my ulcerative colitis struggle, and I want to share some of the tips with you. I was just individually replying to all the messages, and I thought, let me just make a video. So let me tell you about my journey. My name is Dhaval Patel. I'm a software engineer. I live in US in East Coast, and I also have a YouTube channel called Codebasics where I teach coding, data science, more than 400,000 subscribers. And I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in 2011 February. Right now we are in 2021, so this was 10 years back. And then I relied on allopathy for next 8 years. So I was taking a mesalamine, and also when things got worse, doctors were giving me prednisone, which is steroids. My colitis was restricted in, it was left-sided colitis, so last 3 feet of my colon, and I would go to like bathroom maybe 8 to 10 times a day, bleeding, stomach pain. I lost a lot of weight. I used to be 77 kg, I became 49 kg over a period of years. So the disease was deteriorating my body, and medical science says that there is no cure, and they don't know even why it happens. So I was in a pretty bad situation after 8 years. So I would get, my colitis was something like, I was constantly having some or the other symptoms, but when they give me prednisone, they give me prednisone for 1 month, 40 milligram, then they reduce 35, whatever. And for next 6 to 8 months, I would feel better, but then I'll start having symptom again. So I never felt completely okay. By the way, whatever I'm telling you here, I'm not a doctor, so this is just an opinion based on my own experience. In last 10 years, I have talked with almost like hundreds of people, and the whatever I'm sharing with you is based on those experiences as well as my own experience. So what happened? So 2011 I got diagnosed. Till 2019, mostly I relied on allopathy. I was doing some Ayurveda, some diet, here and there, but allopathy was my main thing. And then in 2019, I got to a point where I realized that allopathy is not working, and I should look for other options. So in 2019, through some forums, I found this book called Self-Healing Colitis and Chrons, and I started doing this diet. So now we are moving into the segment, which is what are the things that help me. Okay, so so I started this diet, which is outlined in Self-Healing Colitis and Chrons book. The book is available on internet, and on Amazon you can easily order it. So I did that diet. It is basically raw vegan diet, eating raw fruits and vegetables. So for 3 months I ate. So from 2019 May, June, July, no, I think I started in July, August, September, 3 months I was on a strict diet. I was also doing homeopathy in parallel, and I will provide those details. And then I got better. I gave up all the medicines in 2019 July almost, and then I got better, and I got better in 2019 September, and now it is 2021 September. So it has been 2 years. So past 2 years I am completely medicine free. I have not taken any medicine, and symptoms wise I am very healthy. But I want to mention that in in July 2020, which was 1 year back, I had a flare. So it's not like all good story that okay, you completely get cured. I had a flare. So and then I did not do any medicine. I just continued with my diet, and that flare lasted for 1.5 months, and again I was completely normal. So if you exclude that 1.5 month time period of that flare, in past 2 years I have been pretty much healthy. I have gained a lot of weight. I am 150 pound. In 2019, I think August, I was 108 pound. So I have gained a lot of weight. I'm healthy. I can occasionally eat outside. So my life is amazing. So we'll move to the second question, which is, am I completely cured? Look, ulcerative colitis is a very complex disease. It is hard to say, am I completely cured? But yes, I'm completely medicine free. And if I have some symptoms, I just do diet, some protocol, and I get better. So I don't need to now go to doctor basically. I'm in that stage. I can say I'm completely cured if for next, let's say 5-6 years, I don't have any symptoms. So I need to wait for those many years to conclude that I am completely cured. And look, in this video I'm going to be extremely honest. I'm not doing any marketing, nothing. I'm going to be 100% truthful and honest. So moving to third question, how did I get better and what are the things that helped me? It was not just the diet. So there are 7 or 8 factors which I think help me, and it can help anyone who is suffering from ulcerative colitis or Chrons or IBS. Number 1 was diet. So read this book, Self-Healing Colitis and Chrons by Dr. David Klein. So many people have gotten better. So that's one thing. Second thing was homeopathy. So I did homeopathy for about 1 year with a homeopath who is in New Mexico, USA. He charges like for 3 months he would charge like $1,200 and medicine extra, so it's kind of expensive. But wherever you are living, just trying to find a local homeopath who is not behind the money. See, this is very important. There are doctors who are behind the money, so you need to find some doctor who have good moral values and stick to that doctor for long time, like 1 year. See, homeopathy, Ayurveda, all these alternate techniques, it takes time. Sometimes people try Ayurveda for 1 month, homeopathy for 1 month, and they say, oh, this is not working, but you have not given enough time. These things, ulcerative colitis is a very, very complex disease. You have to spend a lot of time and effort to get better. But hey, the good news is there are thousands of people who are getting better, even though doctors say that you're not going to be healed. Against doctors' advice, people get better. So having that faith is extremely important. So number 1 factor is again diet. We are discussing about diet. So the colitis book that I just mentioned, read that book maybe 2 or 3 times, and you get a good understanding of the protocol. Second thing is bale fruit. So in India, to worship Lord Shiva, they use these bale leaves. Bale leaves in the month of Shravan, holy month. They put bale leaves on the Shivling and they worship Lord Shiva. The same tree has a fruit. It's called bale fruit. Now, whenever I was going to India in summer, I would try that bale fruit. Bale fruit is extremely beneficial. It has helped so many folks. So take the bale fruit, take the meat outside it, and just filter it and make a juice out of it, or just eat the meat inside the fruit as is. And that has some properties which can help your colon, help inflammation, things like that. So bale fruit was another thing that I tried. when you're doing Dr. Klein's diet, see, Klein's book is very, very strict. He asks you to just eat fruits and vegetables, and the book is written as per the fruits in US. So don't worry if you are in India or some other country, if you're not getting those fruits, that's fine. Every country has their own local fruits, produce, so just use that. It's not like if Dr. Klein is saying that, okay, eat apple celery juice, you need to just eat that. You can drink lauki juice, for example, water gourd juice in the morning, that's fine too. So you don't have to be very, very strict in terms of learn the principles from the book, but you can make adjustment, you can take flexibility. For example, if you eat morio or burger, which is called sama chawal, something that people eat in India when they are fasting, and it is like rice, but it is not actually grain, it is like wild seed. And if you make a preparation similar to steamed rice and eat it with simple, let's say, bottle gourd curry or sweet potato curry, that is fine too. I used to do that. So my point is, you can take some flexibility. You don't have to be as strict as Dr. Klein asks you to be in that book. Okay, so that was factor number 1, which is diet, which I believed helped me. And then after following 3 months, when I did this diet and when I got better, I started eating some other food as well. For example, millet, Indian millet, bajra, ragi, jowar. You make some roti out of it and you eat it with simple curry, which has no spices, less oil. And I have been doing that for a long time, and I'm fine with that approach. So diet is number 1 thing. Number 2 is mindset. I used to practice self-affirmation. Every day in the morning I would wake up, I would do my prayer, and I would tell to myself, I am going to get better. See, that badass attitude, that mental strength is extremely important. Anything you can do to build that mental strength, you should do it. It could be reading spiritual books, it could be watching motivational videos, or surrounding yourself with extremely positive people. I got rid of all the toxic people in my life. I made friends who were extremely positive. My brother, for example, he's very, very positive, so I used to have conversation with him all the time. So surround yourself with strong and positive people, and that positivity, the vibe, will have a very good impact on your health. Also, don't watch all the crap news, like the mainstream news media channels. They are totally junk. They just highlight negative news. For example, there is this website called The Better India. That website's goal is to only put positive stories. So in the morning when I wake up, I read that website instead of reading some of the other mainstream media website, because that way I'm just having positive thoughts in my mind. Also, watching TV, don't watch only any violence, or nowadays all these TV shows like Game of Thrones, and in India also there are so many shows like Family Man and all that, crap shows. They show only negativity, violence and sex and all that. I mean, if you're putting that junk in your brain, that will have a direct negative impact on your health. So just watch positive things, watch maybe comedy shows and just engage in laughter. That's gonna have a big impact on your health. So that was point number 2, mindset. Point number 3, which I tried, is sunlight. Vitamin D is extremely important for immune functioning. So every day in the morning I wake up, I take the soft morning rays on my body. I remove my clothes and I'm in my shorts. I do Surya Namaskar and I try to take sunlight on my direct skin for half an hour, and that vitamin D intake is going to be beneficial. Point number 4 is staying connected with the folks who have healed in a natural way. So on online Facebook groups, you will find many groups where there are people who have gotten better using natural ways from ulcerative colitis or Chrons. So you want to stay connected with those folks, so that way you can learn from those experiences. In my last 10 years, I have talked with thousands of such people. Especially those people who have tried some natural way. It could be diet, supplement, Ayurveda, acupuncture, anything, and they gotten better. So you connect with them, you learn from them experience, and whenever someone is saying something, be careful. Okay, sometimes people think, oh, I did acupuncture, I got better, but this disease is complex. It might be accidental remission, you don't know. So you have to be careful when you are listening to other people's advice, including my own advice. Okay, be careful, try things in a safe way, so that you are making a right decision for yourself. So staying connected with folks who use natural ways to heal and learning from their experiences, like how you're watching my video, you're learning from my experience, that kind of thing is super helpful. Then I already talked about homeopathy. So homeopathy was a big factor for me. Now see, people ask me, okay, did homeopathy cure you or did diet cure you? Well, I don't know. This thing is, I don't have a way to scientifically verify it. I did homeopathy, diet both at the same time. Either one or a combination of two worked. So find a good homeopath in your local area, try it out. Homeopathy is, by the way, zero side effect. Okay, there is not going to be any bad effect of homeopathy, so it's a very, very safe option to try. The next factor was selfless activity. When I was in my dark days, bleeding heavily, feeling hopeless, alone, I started teaching people on YouTube for free. And then what that did to me is, I found my own existence to be meaningful. I was like, I'm on this earth for a purpose. I'm helping people. People send me so many thank you notes every day in the morning. I wake up, I see so many thank you notes on YouTube video, and my own self-worth became like more, I don't know what to say, more stronger, or my purpose of living became more intense, and that helped me. So no matter what situation you are in, just try to find some way you can help people selflessly. Like make someone laugh, make someone laugh by cracking a joke. I mean, that is also spreading the positivity around you. So although you are going through a lot of trouble yourself, try to find some way to help people, and that will, I'm pretty sure that will have a positive impact on your own health. I have made all the notes, so I'm just going one by one. So for me, yes, selfless activity through YouTube, that was a big factor. Water, whatever water you are drinking, if it is contaminated, if it has toxins, that can also create problems. So I started reading about water online, and I got confused. There are so many waters, reverse osmosis, RO water. It's so confusing. So I started getting bottled spring water in my home. I still drink bottled spring water. I mean, I'm not sure saying you should do it, but I think drinking pure water is important, and you can figure out your own, like what works best for you. Okay, I think we pretty much covered 7 or 8 different things. So these are the 7 or 8 different things I think it helped. I'm not claiming I'm 100% cured, but I am in a stage where I'm medicine free. I'm thriving, my weight is increasing, I'm happy. Even if I see symptoms, I don't have to rely on doctor. I do some diet, like I become strict in my diet, and things get better. Okay, I think one more important factor which I forgot to mention, and it is actually a big factor, is stress management. Ulcerative colitis and stress has a direct relation. If you are under stress, your colitis will go bad. So at my job, I made some decision, like I'm working part-time right now. I'm getting less salary. So in order to help myself in terms of my health, I had to make that decision. So when you make such decision, you are compromising with your career growth, but that's fine. If you are healthy, your career, you can make up for your career later. So if you have a stressful job, get rid of that job. Find a job that is less stressful. Find a job which you can do working from home. So I'm working from home. I work only 3 days a week. My job is stress free. I can take enough sleep. Sleeping 8 to 10 hours is important. I don't have to commute, stuck in traffic, nothing. And people sometimes complain, oh, I don't have the flexibility. But see, just be a little serious. Think creatively. You always have flexibility. It's just that you don't know. When I was going to ask in my job about my part-time, I was hesitant because I live on H1 visa actually, and I was like, oh, my employer will never approve. But when I talk, they immediately approve. So nowadays employers are good, and especially if there is a medical reason, they can approve. So just take the flexibility, explore options. Don't make assumption. Talk to your manager. They will help you. People are nice in the world. I think 2 years back I took like 3 months leave, medical leave. I have taken 3 months medical leave multiple times actually. And 3 months I would just focus on my health, just try some Ayurveda, some homeopathy approach, some meditation, just be relaxed. And in terms of money, you have to let things go, but that could be okay. People say, oh, I have a home, I have to pay mortgage. I know, but try to figure some way out of the situation. Like, be creative, like think through. If you think through, you will find a way. I'm living in US, I know, but I'm not a rich guy. I'm like an average person, and letting some salary go was like a big hit for me, but I took it. My savings are not much right now, but that's fine. My health is better. My health is worth $100 million. So don't complain basically. Try to find some way. There is a way. Think about it. There is always a way. You just have to be creative. And sometimes you have to take drastic action. Sometimes you live in a big metro city like Bangalore, Delhi. Quality of life is not good in those cities because of traffic, pollution, so much competition. Try to move to a small city where there is less stress. So you can make these decisions, Sometimes you think, oh, me and my wife working, but I am a sole breadwinner. No, have a conversation with your wife, and you take a cut in your salary. Maybe your wife can take care of some of your financial expenses. See, there are n number of ways. If you are serious about your health, you will figure out a way. I know people in India who live in like 10,000 rupees a month income, and they are so happy. So stress management, extremely important factor in my opinion. Okay, these are some of the things that help me. Now I will move on to the next question. What are the other treatment options? So here's the thing. Ulcerative colitis, in my opinion, is not one disease. It's like 100 different diseases. And for each disease, there is a different solution. So based on your body type, based on your own severity, your past history, different protocol might work on you. I have seen people who have done Dr. Klein's diet very strictly for a long time, like a year, 2 years, and they did not get better. And I don't want to demotivate you, but I want to just be brutally honest and tell you the truth. There are few folks who did Dr. Klein's diet for 2 years, long time, very strictly, and they did not see. They saw some improvement because this diet is awesome, so you will definitely see some improvement, but not much. So there are many other treatment options as well. I went to India once and I came to know a lady who cured her colitis using raw goat milk. So raw, like there are wild goats. So you take the goat milk and then you filter it. You don't make it hot, because if you boil it, all the good bacteria will die. So you take that milk and you drink it. This is something I personally tried. It did not work on me. Okay, it did not work on me, but there are people on whom it might work. Now, who are those people? I don't know. I'm just telling you my experience. That lady had colitis for almost 8 to 10 years and she was so much worse. I mean, she thought she would die. And then she tries this raw goat milk. She got completely better. And it has been, I think, many years now. Initially, I couldn't believe this lady, so I went to her home. I checked all her reports, medical reports. And she has gained her weight and she's good. So on some folks, raw milk works. And in YouTube, you will find some channels which will promote raw goat milk or raw milk in general as a cure for colitis. So this is something now you can try. It may work, it might not work. So something you have to be really careful. I tried it myself and it did not work. But yeah, that was that lady. It worked on her. She has been drinking raw goat milk for now 8 or 10 years. She's totally fine. She did not do any diet, no medicine, nothing. Just raw goat milk. She's fine. I also know some folks who got better on cabbage juice. I know one lady. She had a colitis. She drank raw cabbage juice. So just get some organic green cabbage. Okay, I'm talking about green cabbage because it has an element called glutamine that cures your inflammation. So you juice it and you make sure the juice doesn't become hot, because if it becomes hot, the glutamine goes away. So just do YouTube ulcerative colitis raw cabbage juice. You will find many videos. So there are some folks who get better on raw cabbage juice. I tried that again myself. It helped me a little bit, but not much. Then there are some people who try kefir or yogurt. Some of the milk supplement which has kefir is like a fermented milk which has a lot of good bacteria. Yogurt also has a lot of good bacteria. In the end, colitis, one of the theories is that your gut microbiome is out of balance and that's what causes colitis. So maybe the people who are eating homemade A2 milk yogurt or kefir, maybe it is restoring the gut bacteria and that helps. There are some folks who try Ayurveda, they get better. So, and again, Ayurveda and homeopathy, there are so many doctors, all doctors have different opinions. So you have to be very careful on what type of doctor you choose. When you choose any Ayurveda doctor, first ask yourself, has this doctor cured any colitis patients in the past? Because there are general Ayurveda practitioners who might be curing 100 different diseases. You want to go to a doctor who have cured colitis or who specializes in colitis care. And maybe try some safe Ayurveda options. I once consulted one Ayurveda doctor and he told me to try I forgot the name, something, where you completely cleanse your body. They give you enema, they give you some drinks to eat and a drink, but I would be little careful with this kind of extreme treatment because you don't want to jump from a pan to a flame. So be mindful. Then there are some folks who get better by doing dry fasting. So again, in YouTube, do like dry fasting, ulcerative colitis. You will find some folks who just do fasting, water fasting, for example, for 1 week, 2 weeks, and they get better. careful about this approach. I have myself done like water fast for like 2 or 3 days, and usually I feel very weak, and it did not quite work well on me. But you will find some testimonies on YouTube, some folks who gets better using dry fasting. Then there are some folks who just get better just based on their attitude. I heard a story about one person who had colitis, who was in hospital, and one day, you get so much frustrated. He just left hospital in the middle of the day, and he's like, I'm going to be all right. So just that faith in your mind that I'm going to be all right, I mean, that person got better just based on his attitude. So overall, I'm seeing a theme that people who are mentally very, very strong, they end up doing good. And how do you become mentally strong? Well, so many ways. Try to get involved in a selfless activity. Try to think about folks who are doing worse than you. When I was, on my bed and bleeding heavily, I would be like, okay, I'm still living in a safe country. I'm not like in Afghanistan where anyone can come and shoot me. I'm financially well to do. I have good family. I'm not like there are like 5-year-old kids who get diagnosed with cancer, and people go through much worse things than what you're going through. So don't complain, okay? Whatever we have, just be happy, content, and try to read like books which can make you strong. And rather than books, I think the most important thing is try to surround yourself with a lot of positive people. Just positive people, Anyone is talking about any negative thing, don't spend any time with those folks. So yeah, mindset has different angles. I think the thing which I find very effective is getting involved in some selfless activity, and charitable, like helping people for free, and creating that self-importance at the end of the day, or pursuing the activity which you like. You like painting, just spend your time doing painting instead of searching on internet about colitis, because the first option would probably help you better than the second one. So now I discuss all the other treatment options based on my conversations with so many different folks. Now, next question: why colitis happens? Okay, this is a very tough question. I was vegetarian my whole life, stress under control. However, when colitis happened, I had a little bit of stress, but overall, I used to do meditation, I used to do exercise. My family have good genetics, and I thought I would never have any disease, and still it happened to me when I was 29-year-old. So I have asked this question myself: why me? Why this colitis happened to me? I'm a nice guy. I don't eat junk food. Why did it happen to me? And I couldn't find the answer. Maybe there is some reason that your gut microbiome inside your colon, in your stomach, goes out of the balance. Maybe that causes it, but no one knows. But I have seen folks, I know one person who visited India. He's from Europe. He visited India once, and he got like some bad bacterial infection. So you sometimes go and drink some kind of water which is not suitable to your stomach, or you eat something which doesn't suit your stomach, and you get like bad diarrhea. And this person gets colitis after that. So there are some folks who visit some outside country, drink some water, eat something, they get horrible bacteria, and they get colitis. Now the colitis can happen because of the infection itself, or maybe doctor is giving antibiotics. So antibiotics is one of the reasons why colitis happens. Antibiotics kills bad bacteria, but it kills good bacteria too. So your entire colony goes through a disturbance. It's like there is a war going between good guys and bad guys, and they're fighting, and antibiotic is like you're throwing a nuclear bomb, and bad guy gets killed, but good guy also gets killed. So now you entire land is humanless. You have to rebuild the whole colony, and in that process, eventually again bad guys become dominant, and in that pursuit, colitis happens. So using antibiotics is one of the, I think people say that is one of the top reasons why colitis happens. So maybe you consume antibiotics in the past and that was a trigger. Another reason is stress. I mean, you want to do everything in your capacity to make sure your stress is less. Stress could be because of job, family. You need to figure out some way. Talk to your friends. Some way. Get rid of stress. And stress is not the reason only for colitis, but n number of diseases. Blood pressure, diabetes, so many diseases happen. Stress, you want to get rid of it. And if you have a stress due to your job, you are probably one of the stupid people in the world, because job is job. Like, what's gonna happen? You will find another job. Sometimes people think, no, I cannot find another job. Be confident, you will find another job, I'm telling you. So if you're having stress due to job, I think you are making a big mistake. You should not have stress because of a job. First of all, try to make an arrangement, try to demote yourself, try to take a different role where there is less stress, or try to change a job. Another reason could be genetical. There are some folks where in family, colitis happens. Their father had colitis, their children had colitis. So genetics could be the reason. I'm again not sure. I have heard these stories. So yeah, these are some of the reasons I can think about. Again, I'm not sure. I'm not doctor. I have not done any scientific verification. Now moving on to next question. My honest thoughts on colitis. So my honest thoughts on colitis is this. Colitis is not one disease, it is 100 different diseases. What works on you is something you have to figure out yourself by doing small experiments. So try Dr. Klein's diet, because that's like a very safe option. It will not create any other issues, If that doesn't work, and you have to try for a long time, by the way, 6 months, 1 year. If that doesn't work, try other treatment options which I discussed. And you yourself will be able to figure out what works the best. The thing, however, you need to remember is there is always a hope. There is this channel called High Carb Health, and they also provide consulting if you are suffering from colitis. And this guy Samiz, who started this channel, he was also going through colitis. He was in a stage where doctors said that you have to remove your colon. His colon was so bad, and I think they were planning for a surgery, but then they found this book and they tried some juice fast and all that, and the guy got better. It's been past 10 years, he's completely better. He's completely symptom free for past 10 years. So at that time, if he had made a decision to remove his colon, he would have been living a different life. So having this badass mindset that I can cure this, and having this faith that this is curable no matter how much effort it will take, is, I think, crucial. I think that's probably the most important thing in curing this particular disease. Alright, so I think I covered pretty much everything. If you have any question, post in a comment below. I will be happy to answer. But overall, if you're feeling like you're helpless, you're living a hell, I would say there are ways to deal with this disease. Okay, there are so many people who were on a verge of a surgery. Doctors had given up and they got completely better. There are so many of them. So you need to find your own way. It's like, your home is locked and there is a password that you need to try. You need to just try to find a right key. It is your home, and the key which I tried on my home might not work on you. So you need to find a right key to unlock your better health. forgetting. I think I probably covered most of the question. Yeah, if I have missed any point, I will post in a pinned comment. So check the comments below, pinned comment. And if you have any question, post in a comment below, because if I answer your question, maybe other person, if they have same question, they can also find the answer. I'm very busy, like my schedule is very, very tight. So it's best if you post in a video comment below whatever question you have, I will answer, and that answer might help other folks as well. And if you have any other experiences that you want to share, feel free to share. Again, these are my own life experiences based opinions. I'm not a doctor, I am not a scientist, I have not done any scientific verification, but one thing I can say, like 8 years, if I compare my 8 years where I was on steroids, I was in a horrible state. In last 2 years I'm zero medicine. Okay, zero medicine. I have not taken a single pill of colitis. I had symptoms only once, and I'm living a very good life. No doctors, no doctor visits, no colonoscopy, nothing. If I have symptoms, I go on a strict diet, make some adjustment in my routine, I get better. So even if you can get to that stage, you can be better. Yeah, I want to cover one last point. Is there any benefit of having colitis? Like, is there any bright side of colitis? My answer is yes. So if you are having colitis and you compare yourself with hundreds of your friends around you, and you're like, oh, they're living a cool life, no disease, why I have to go through all this trouble? And I had same question too. And I started teaching people on YouTube, and my channel becomes a success. I have, as of this recording, I have 400,000 subscribers, and amazing things are happening in my life. Those things wouldn't happen if I did not have colitis. There are a few other good things that has happened as well. I will maybe share at some other point. But colitis, for me personally, came as a blessing in disguise. So if you are going through some health trouble, try to find a way to channelize that frustration in a positive way, so you can create a big opportunity for yourself. People who don't have colitis, whose life is just going smoothly, they will not be inspired to do amazing things in their life. I mean, there are people who do amazing things in life despite despite not having problems, basically. But I'm talking about majority. Majority people live a life like a herd. So everyone is doing the job, family, kids. I mean, it's pretty much the same routine everyone goes through. But when you're hit hard, either due to health reasons or some other reason, your whole existence gets shaken up, and you can use that negative energy, or you can channelize that frustration in a right direction to create big opportunity for yourself, which is what happened with me. My YouTube channel would not have existed if I did not have colitis. I'd be still living that regular life which I was living. So colitis came as a blessing in disguise, and I know many folks who have converted their health struggle into something very positive. So it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. So if you're going through this struggle, I sincerely advise you, try to figure out some way of channelizing these negative emotions in a right way, so that you can create a wonderful life. Look, your health, I'm telling you, you are going to get better. It might take some more time, maybe 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, but you are eventually going to get better. Any autoimmune disease, the people who tries natural ways, different ways, and who are keen and who have made determination, I will get better, they usually get better. So health wise, you're going to do okay, but how do you convert? There is, I think, Churchill's quote that grief not converted into an opportunity is a waste, something like that. The point is, the bad situation you're going through, just try to convert it into a big opportunity for yourself. So that's the good news about having colitis. This is something I'm speaking from my own experience. It has happened to me. I know some folks in their life, great thing has happened because they got this kind of horrible health condition, and I think same thing can happen to you if you react appropriately. Thank you for listening me for I think 45 minutes now, and if you have any question, post in a comment box below. I will stop recording now. Thank you.